SF6 circuit breaker. So basic introduction about the SF6 circuit breaker. So the name is the SF6 circuit breaker. So we can say that the arc quenching medium used in this circuit breaker, that is the SF6 sulfur hexafluoride. Okay, so SF6 gas is used as a arc quenching medium. Whatever arc generated or produced in this SF6 circuit breaker, that is quenched by using the SF6 gas. That's why the name given of this circuit breaker, that is the SF6 circuit breaker. Now which property of this SF6 gas have? Okay, so SF6 gas is of electronegative type. Okay, the property of SF6 gas is it is of electronegative type. Okay, what is the meaning of this electronegative type? That means it absorbs the electron easily and produces immobile negative ion. So what SF6 gas can do? It absorbs the electron easily and produces immobile negative ion, which increases the dielectric strength of the medium. Okay, so it has a electronegative type property, so it increases the dielectric strength of the medium by absorbing the electrons and producing the immobile negative ion. So in such a way it can increase the dielectric strength of the medium, and finally the arc is being extinguished by this process. Okay, so this is the basic of the SF6 circuit breaker. Okay, so if we see the construction of the SF6 circuit breaker, okay, so SF6 circuit breaker, in each and every circuit breaker we have a two contacts, that is the fixed contact and a moving contact. Okay, so in this SF6 circuit breaker also there are fixed contact and moving contacts which are of hollow type. Okay, and the arcing horns are also there with the fixed contact. Okay, so here is the, if we see the construction of the SF6 circuit breaker, okay, so here is the insulating chamber, or we can say that the insulating rod to operate the moving chamber. Okay, so this is the operating chamber in which we have an insulating rod. With the help of this operating rod, it will operate the moving members. Okay, so this is the operating chamber. Now on this operating chamber we have a moving contact, this moving contact. Okay, this is the moving contact. Okay, so this moving contact is of hollow type contact. Okay, and in this moving contact the gas outlet is there. Okay, so whatever gas is coming to the moving contacts, okay, that is going away through this gas outlet after doing its work. Okay, so this is the moving contact which is of hollow type, and in this moving type there is a gas outlet. Okay, here is the fixed contact. Okay, and both these moving contact and fixed contact are in the arcing chamber. Okay, so this chamber is known as the arc chamber or arcing chamber. Okay, so in this arcing chamber, why the name given that is the arc chamber or arcing chamber? Because in this chamber the fixed contact and moving contacts are there, and when this contact becomes separated, at that time arc is produced. Okay, and this arc is quenched by using the SF6 gas. So the whole arc generation and arc quenching process is done in this chamber. That's why it is known as the arc chamber or the arcing chamber. Okay, so with this fixed contact the arcing horns are also provided to quench the, which help to quench the arc. Okay, so this is the arcing chamber in which we have a fixed contact and moving contact. Okay, here the SF6 gas inlet valve. Okay, so here, which is not shown in this figure, here is the SF6 gas chamber. Okay, and with the help of this inlet valve, okay, the SF6 gas is going towards the fixed contact and the moving contact. Okay, the pressure of the SF6 gas in normal condition. Okay, in normal condition, what happens when fault is not there? Okay, so in normal condition, the pressure of the SF6 gas is of 2.8 kg per centimeter square. Normal condition. Okay, so this is the basic construction of the SF6 circuit breaker. Okay, now how it works? Okay, in healthy condition or in normal condition, when contacts are closed, fixed contact is closed with the moving contacts. At that time, the pressure of SF6 gas in the gas chamber is 2.8 kg per centimeter square in chamber. Okay, so whatever pressure is there in the chamber, that is the 2.8 kg per centimeter square in normal condition. Now what happens as soon as the fault occurs? The operating mechanism opens the moving contacts and arc is produced. Okay, look at here. Okay, now we assume that the fault occurs in the system. So as soon as the fault occurs, so due to it, what happens? This operating mechanism operates the moving contacts from the fixed contact. Okay, so this moving contact moves in the downward direction, so it will become separated from the fixed contact. And as soon as the moving contact becomes separated from the fixed contact, what happens? Due to the high fault current, arc is generated or arc is produced in between these two contacts. Okay, because this moving contact becomes separated from the fixed contacts, and due to the high fault current, what happens? The arc is produced in between these two contacts. Okay, so at this time, when fault occurs and contacts become separated, at the same time, what happens? The valve of SF6 gas container becomes open. Here is the inlet valve. Okay, so here the inlet valve of SF6 gas cylinder becomes open, and when it becomes open, at that time what happens? The pressurized gas, that is the pressure of SF6 gas will increase, and the pressure is of 14 kg per centimeter square. So SF6 gas enters in the arc interruption chamber at a pressure of 14 kg per centimeter square. So when fault occurs, at that time contacts become separated, and due to the fault current, what happens? The arc is generated, and at the same time, what happens? The inlet valve of SF6 gas chamber becomes open, and the SF6 gas at a pressure of 14 kg per centimeter square will enter into the arc chamber or arc interruption chamber. Okay, so due to the high pressure blow of gas, arc becomes cool. Okay, first the 14 kg per centimeter square pressurized gas blows to the arc, and due to it the arc becomes cool. Okay, then what happens? What this gas will do? This gas will absorb the electrons of the arc. Whatever electrons are there in the arc, all these electrons will absorb by the SF6 gas. Okay, and this, after absorbing this electron, this SF6 gas creates the immobile negative ions. So these electrons are converted into the immobile negative ions, and due to this immobile negative ions, what happens? It will quench the arc, or we can say that it will increase the dielectric strength. And as the dielectric strength increases, the arc is being extinguished. Okay, so in this manner the SF6 circuit breaker will operate. Okay, now the advantages of the SF6 circuit breaker. Okay, so quality of arc quenching is good, so arcing time is less. Okay, so after generation of arc, the time required to quench the arc is less. Okay, arcing time is less, that means the time required to quench the arc is less. Okay, that's why here written is quality of arc quenching is good. If quality of arc quenching is not good, that means the arcing time is more. And arcing time is more, that means the arc remains in the arc chamber, that is for more time. Okay, so here the arcing time is less, that means the arc is being extinguished in less time. Okay, here the dielectric strength of SF6 gas is 2 to 3 times more compared to air. Okay, if we compare the dielectric strength of SF6 gas, okay, with the air, okay, so with air, if we compare it the dielectric strength, then the SF6 gas has 2 to 3 times more dielectric strength compared to air. Okay, so we can say that it can break the higher fault current. So we can use the SF6 circuit breaker for higher capacity also. Okay, why? Because the dielectric strength is 2 to 3 times. Okay, that's why it breaks the more current or higher current. So we can say that it breaks the higher fault current. So we can say that the SF6 circuit breaker can use at higher level. Okay, operation of breaker is noise free. Okay, noise pollution is zero, or it will not generate any noise. So operation of the circuit breaker is noise free. No possibility of fire due to the SF6 gas. SF6 gas absorbs the electrons and produces the immobile negative ion, which will increase the dielectric strength. Okay, so that's why there is no possibility of fire due to the SF6 gas. Gas enclosure is of closed type. Whatever here, this whole circuit, whole construction is of enclosed type, as well as here the arc chamber is of wholly enclosed type. Here the gas cylinder, which is not shown in figure, is also the wholly enclosed type. That means the whole circuit breaker is fully enclosed type circuit breaker. Okay, so we can say that it is of fully enclosed type circuit breaker, so it protects the gas against moisture and dust. So there is no possibility of impurity adding in the gas, because the gas enclosure is of closed type, the whole circuit breaker is a fully enclosed type. So there is no atmospheric effect on the gas. And which atmospheric effect? That is the moisture and dust will not enter into the gas, because it is of closed type. So moisture and dust will not enter into the gas. Okay, so we can say that there is no atmospheric effect on gas due to the fully enclosed type circuit breaker. And if there is no moisture and dust enters into the gas, so we can say that, or we can say that the dust and moisture will not enter into the circuit breaker also. So we can say that the maintenance is also less. Maintenance required in the SF6 circuit breaker is less. Okay, one another thing, here in SF6 circuit breaker, carbon particles are not generated, not produced. Unlike in oil circuit breaker, what happens? In oil circuit breaker, carbon particles are generated, and due to the carbon particles, the dielectric strength of oil is reduced, or we can say that the insulation level is reduced. Okay, so here in SF6 circuit breaker, what happens? Carbon particles are not produced in the arc, so no difficulty arise in the insulation. So insulation level will not reduced in this circuit breaker. It is of totally enclosed type circuit breaker and isolated from atmosphere, so it is used in explosive area like coal mines. Okay, I already told you that it is a fully enclosed type circuit breaker. So there is no atmospheric effect on the circuit breaker. So we can use this circuit breaker in explosive area also, like coal mines. Okay. So these are the advantages we are getting in the SF6 circuit breaker. With these advantages, we are getting some disadvantages also. Okay, so SF6 gas is the costlier gas. This is the major disadvantage of the circuit breaker. Okay, it is costlier compared to other arc quenching medium. For recondition of the gas after every operation, more equipments are required. We have to recondition of gas after each and every operation. For first operation, we have to recondition it. For second operation, after second operation, we have to recondition it. So after each and every operation, we have to recondition the gas. So more equipments are required, so cost will also increase. So these are the disadvantages we are getting in this circuit breaker application. This type of circuit breaker used for high voltage high power operation. We can use it at high voltage and high power operation. One interrupter unit is of 60,000 ampere. The rating of one interrupter unit is 60,000 ampere and voltage rating is 50 to 80 kV. Okay, this is the voltage rating. So according to the requirement of the voltage, interrupter units are connected in series. So the one interrupter unit is of 60 ampere and 50 to 80 kV. If we need the three interrupter, then these three interrupters are connected in series. Okay, so we can use this type of circuit breaker up to 230 kV and 20 MVA rating. In this system, we can use the SF6 circuit breaker. That is the voltage of 230 kV and MVA rating is of 20. Okay, this is the SF6 circuit breaker. Okay, now next is the vacuum circuit breaker. So the basics of the vacuum circuit breaker. Dielectric strength of vacuum is very high. It is of 10 raised to 12 torr. Okay, the dielectric strength of vacuum is very high compared to another dielectric medium. Okay, so when context becomes open in vacuum, at that time what happens? Okay, we are assuming that context becomes separated in the vacuum. So we have generated the vacuum. In this vacuum we are separating the context. Okay, so when context becomes separated, at that time high field emission occurs. Okay, when context becomes separated in the vacuum. Okay, what we are assuming, that we are assuming that we have created a vacuum, and in this vacuum we have a fixed contact and moving contact, and now we assume that the context becomes separated. Okay, so when context becomes separated, at that time the high field emission occurs, and due to it vaporization of contact metal occurs and arc is generated. Okay, so what happens? The high fault current is passing from the context, and we are separating this contact in the vacuum. Okay, so at that time the high field emission occurs, and due to it what happens? The vaporization of contact metal occurs and arc is produced. This is the process. Then when context becomes separated in vacuum, what happens? Okay, so this metallic vapors, ions and electrons. Okay, what happens? Vaporization of the metal occurs. So this is the vaporization. Due to the high field emissions, the ions and electrons are generated. Okay, so this metallic vapor, ions and electrons are condensed on the contact. Okay, in vacuum, when contacts become separated, at that time the high field emission. Okay, this is the vacuum. Okay, this is a fixed contact, moving contact. So when contacts become separated, at that time, due to the high field emission vaporization of contact metal occurs. Okay, now what happens, these metallic vapor ions and electrons are condensed on the contact, okay, in the vacuum. Okay, so which will increase the dielectric strength, and due to the increment of dielectric strength the arc is being extinguished. In this manner the vacuum circuit breaker will operate. Okay, so if we see the construction of the vacuum circuit breaker, in one vacuum chamber fixed contact, moving contact and arc shield are placed. Okay, so if we see the vacuum circuit breaker, okay, so this is the arc shield. Okay, here is the arc shield. Okay, arc shield is provided, in between the arc shield we have a, this is the fixed contact. Okay? Lower contact is the fixed contact and upper contact is the moving contact. So we can say that in one vacuum chamber we have a arc shield, and in this arc shield we have provided a fixed contact and a moving contacts. Okay, glass or ceramic vessels are used for outer body insulation. Okay, outer body insulation, for outer body insulation what we have to use, we have to use glass or ceramic body. Okay, for insulation purpose. Okay, in this vacuum circuit breaker when arcing occurs, at that time the metallic vapor is done. Okay, so shield protects the metallic vapor to go out inner side of the outer body, so dielectric strength does not reduce. Okay, so what happens here, this is the arc shield. Now this moving contact moves upwards, so when contacts become separated, at that time this moving contact moves upwards. At that time the arc is generated and metallic vaporization occurs. This metallic vaporization will not go outside this chamber, or we can say that this arc shield protects the metallic vaporization to go outside of this inner body. Okay, outside of this, that means the metallic vapor will remain in this portion only. Understood? Whatever metallic vaporization will done, that will remain in this portion only. It will no outside, go outside of this inner body. Okay, so as the metallic vaporization will remain stay in the inner body, or it will remain in the near to contacts. Okay, so the dielectric strength will not reduced. Okay, dielectric strength will not reduce. With the help of stainless steel bellow, moving contact is connected with the control mechanism. Okay, how, when fault occurs, at that time this moving contact will move upward, but how it will go upward, or how this moving contacts become separated from the fixed contact, it is connected with this metallic below, and with this metallic operating mechanism. Operating mechanism is not shown in this figure. Okay, so operating mechanism is connected with this metallic below, and this metallic below is connected with this moving contact. Okay, so with the help of operating mechanism and metallic belows, this moving contact will move upwards, or when fault occurs and the contacts becomes separated from the fixed contact. Okay, so working, when fault occurs, stripping mechanism opens and the moving contact and arc is produced due to the field emission. Okay, field emission, due to this high field emission, what happens, the arc is produced in between the fixed contact and the moving contact. Due to condensation of vapor, ions and electrons on fixed contact, moving contact and shield, arc is being extinguished. Okay, here understood the sentence. Okay, arc is produced, how arc is produced, when fault occurs, at that time the fixed contact and moving contacts become separated. Okay, so when context becomes separated at that time due to the high field emission, what happens? The arc is generated. Now all this happens in the vacuum. Okay, so whatever arc is generated, due to it, what happens? The metallic vaporization is done. Now this metallic vaporization and ions and electrons which are produced in the arc due to the high field emission. Okay, so all these three, that is metallic vaporization, ions and electrons, are condensed on fixed contact, moving contact and seal. So due to the condensation of the vapor, ions and electrons on fixed contact, moving contact and seal, the arc is being extinguished. તો ગુજરાતીમાં જો આપણે કહીએ કે જેના આર્ક થી જે વસ્તુ પ્રોડ્યુસ થાય છે એ જ વસ્તુ આર્ક ને ઓલવે છે, અહીંયા આપણે એવું મીનિંગ લઈએ. ઓકે, so whatever electrons, ions and metallic vapor that is produced due to the arc, okay, and whatever vapor, ions and electrons are generated due to the arc, all these three comes together to quench the arc. જેના કારણે એ પ્રોડ્યુસ થાય છે એ જ એને શું કરે છે? ઓલવી નાખે છે. Okay, so vaporization, metallic vaporization, ions and electrons are condensed on the fixed contact, moving contact and arc seals, and arc is being extinguished. Okay, due to the high dielectric strength of vacuum, contact separation is less, contact separation is required. That is the only 0.625 centimeter. Okay, the vacuum has the high dielectric strength, that means the contact separation required, that is less, and it is of 0.625. Contact separation, that means the space between fixed contact and moving contact. Okay, what do you mean by contact separation? Contact separation, that is the space in between fixed contact and moving contact. So due to the high dielectric strength of vacuum, less contact separation is required, and that is the 0.625 centimeter. Okay, now the advantages of this vacuum circuit breaker: fireless operation, there is no possibility of fire. This is the advantage, first advantage of this vacuum circuit breaker. Gas is not produced during and after operation, so we do not have to recondition it. Okay, this is also another advantage of vacuum circuit breaker. Okay, in SF6 circuit breaker, what we have to do? We have to recondition it after each and every operation. Okay, but in this vacuum circuit breaker, what happens? Gas is not produced during as well as the after of operation. Compact, reliable and long life. The vacuum circuit breaker is of compact size, it is of reliable in operation, and we can use it for long life. Less maintenance is required. The maintenance required in this vacuum circuit breaker is also less. Noise free operation, it will not pollute the atmosphere. Noise free operation. Due to less inertia, less power is required for operation. In this, for the operation, the less power is required in this vacuum circuit breaker. It can break very high fault current. Okay, we can use it to break the very high fault current. Here, fault is cleared before moving contact reaches to its final position. Okay, if we see the circuit breaker, okay, we assume now fault occurs with the help of the operating mechanism. These moving contacts will move in the upward direction. Okay, suppose this moving contact's final position is this, like, okay, આ moving contact ની final position ક્યાં છે? Suppose અહીંયા છે. Okay, so before this moving contact reaches to the final position, the arc is being extinguished. તમારો મૂવિંગ કોન્ટેક્ટ એની ફાઇનલ પોઝિશન પર પહોંચે છે એ પહેલા જ તમારી આર્ક જે છે એ ક્વેન્ચ થઈ જાય છે. અંડરસ્ટુડ ધ મીનિંગ? These moving contacts will reach its final position. Before it reaches to the final position, arc is being extinguished. That is the separation of contact. Less separation is required. Okay, એટલે કે તમારો ફોલ્ટ જે છે તમારો કોન્ટેક્ટ ફાઇનલ પોઝિશન ઉપર પહોંચે એ પહેલા તમારો ફોલ્ટને શું કરી નાખે છે ક્લિયર કરી નાખે છે ઓકે energy of arc is less due to the fault clearing time is very less the energy of arc is also less it can withstand lightning surges also when lightning surge occurs at that time this type of circuit breaker also withstand the lightning surges and application is for outdoor installation of 22 to 66 kV and MVA rating is for 60 MVA to 100 MVA. Okay, so this is the application of vacuum circuit breaker. Okay,